Hello and welcome to That Man. That is me merchandise, and today let's talk about depression. Now, I'm going to come out straight away and say I have depression. And yeah, low mood really kills me some days. To the point that, yeah, I've really not been doing well. But what I want to do is share with you guys some series, some anime, some manga that I like to put on when I've had a really bad day. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to cure you. It might not even help you. But it may. It's one of those things I kind of want to say. It's like, it might help you unwind. It just might make things a little bit better for yourself. And these series are ones that I can put on or I can read and I can just forget about everything and just kind of enjoy myself. And that's sometimes all you need. You've had a bad day and you just want to kind of unwind and relax a little bit. For me, the stuff like this is kind of the stuff that keeps me going at the end of the day, and it makes me happy, and I thought I'd just share it. At the end of the day, if you are going through depression or a low mood or anything kind of mental health, please see a doctor, get some help, talk to your loved ones. If you feel bad, feel free to drop me a message or kind of suggest your own ideas on stuff that you can sit and watch or read, and it takes your mind off things and you'll just enjoy it. Well, I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 11 here, so hopefully you guys will find at least one. So the first one is, of course, Konosuba. Both the anime and the light novel and the manga to an extent are all so hilarious. Horrible people being horrible to each other. And it's one of those series you can just get so much enjoyment out of. All of the main cast have their own flaws, but they're all quite desirable in certain ways. They have some really nice attributes, but they're all polluted by being horrible people. Megumin, she's like the powerful person, and she is quite dependable, but she's a jailbait, and she's obviously just obsessed with the one thing. Kazuma is absolute trash, but he will come through for his friends when it needs to. Aqua, she is useless, but Aqua's Aqua. And Darkness is always the rock hard person that you kind of always rely on, but they're a bit of a weirdo. But yeah, Konosuba is one of those series. I've watched it a few times, and the dub has made it so I can just watch it so much more. Next up is a series that is basically family for me now, and that is One Piece. Quite frankly, One Piece has been the thing that's kept me into anime and manga for as long as I've been into it. It's about 17 or 18 years I've been into this series, and it's kind of like a family member now. Yeah, it's one of those series that even when it's not particularly had a great episode or great chapter, it's still, I try to get some enjoyment out of it, and that's kind of what's important for me sometimes. Just to get that kind of enjoyment out of it and just be like, you know what, I actually still love this series. And yeah, it's one of those ones, I don't know why, I kind of feel I wouldn't be the person I am today without this series. And yeah, I mean, it's not what I can often put on just to watch, but whenever I do, or whenever I do read it, I always have a good time with it, and that's sometimes just what you want from it, really. Next up, I'm going to do with a 2-for-1. Yes, this is number 3 and number 4, and that is iShield 21 and Dr. Stone. Now, I have spoken about these series at quite some length, and dear God, they are so well written, they are so fun, and they are so over the top that I'm always smiling with it. Dr. Stone, week on week, has just been knocking it out of the park. I know I don't really do the weekly reviews so much anymore, but just talking about it, just being able to talk about it with other people, seeing how excited people are just to kind of keep on guessing, because it's not one of those series you can kind of guess what's going to happen next. You can kind of have a little bit of an idea, but much like One Piece as well, you kind of just had a feeling where it's just like, what's going to happen? I don't know, I'm just in for the ride. iShield 21, it's always a fun, coming of age, courageous kind of story about a loser kid, a kid who's always bullied, and who goes on to become pretty great, and it does give you that motivation. I do love series where it really motivates you into being an amazing person, or at least a better person. I may feel sometimes that I can't be a better person, but reading stuff like this kind of makes me hope that someday I will become better, or I will grow that little bit more, and that's all you kind of want to do, especially when you're kind of feeling a little bit low. Next up is I find this series absolutely hilarious, and it's a series I will be covering a little bit more in depth very soon on this very channel, and that is, no matter how I look at it, it's you guys' fault I'm not popular. In fact, that's kind of like a YouTuber kind of thing. It's your fault I'm not popular. No, I don't really care about my sub. I appreciate that people sub, but I don't really care that I don't have 10 million views or subs. I just enjoy doing videos. But yes, this tells of a young girl who thinks that once she goes into high school, everything will be absolutely fine and hunky-dory. And she really struggles for it. It's a lot of fun, it's very dark comedy, actually this as well as Umaru-chan, but they always manage to make me smile, it always manages to make me laugh, and I feel that's what's important. I mean, for me, I drown myself into laughter and jokes and stuff like that. They're the kind of things I kind of enjoy when it comes out of, like, when I'm feeling depressed. And this series, I struggle between this one, Monster Musume, and Umaru-chan for the kind of, yeah, these are laugh out loud funny, but yeah. So yeah, it's one of those series, I always kind of rely on stuff like this, like the comedy or the gag kind of series, but there's always a little bit of truth and real world darkness surrounding this series, so that's one way I kind of feel like, it's like, oh, I'm feeling bad, and it's like, well, I don't feel quite as bad as poor Kuroki. And, I don't know, maybe laughing at her misfortunes kind of makes me feel a little bit that my life isn't quite as bad. Speaking of series that I love, these two series are series that, one of them is so near and dear to me, and it's up there with One Piece, is that it was one of the first series I actually watched. It was one of the first series I actually bought on DVD. Now, this is the Blu-ray of Full Metal Panic, and dear God, I love this series so much, to the point I try and watch it at least once a year. Season 2 is just hilarious, and honestly, I just laugh so much at it. And coupled with that is the spin-off, which is Amagi Brilliant Park. I go more for the anime than the light novels for these, just because, well, the light novel is a little bit more of an investment. The Full Metal Panic one is more of the mech kind of side. The humour isn't quite as well pronounced. Amagi, I've never actually read the light novel. I'm waiting for the physical release, which seems to have disappeared. But yeah, both of them are hilarious series, and both of them are so much fun. Like, if I'm feeling down, I will just pop a few episodes of these on, and it really does cheer me up. It's such a great series, both of them. I really wish more people would be into it. I know this one kind of had a new one last year, but Amagi Brilliant Park just feels like it's like people, not a lot of people have heard it, and then when everyone I know who's seen it loves it, it's quite weird. And another one, this is my go-to series when it comes to feeling down. If I feel down, this is more for the film than it is for the actual series, but yeah, it's Girls und Panzer. Do you like girls? Do you like tanks? Do you want some crazy shenanigans with girls and tanks? Yeah, this is absolutely a brilliant series, and whenever I feel down I can watch a few episodes, and it just, I don't know what it is, it's so charming. I never used to be into the whole moe kind of series. In fact, I used to find them a little bit creepy. But Girls and Panzer was the first one I really grabbed a hold of and really enjoyed. To the point that I recommend this over stuff like K-On! And Kimono Friends, which I did eventually get into. I feel it's more of a for everyone one. I know K-On! Kind of is as well, but I don't know what it is about Girls and Panzer. It's just so pure, it's so much fun, and you can at least appreciate the action scenes as well. Next up is a series I haven't watched a lot, but I've been reading it when the volumes have come out, and it's the most exciting thing for me, and that is Prison School. That's right. It's so dark, it's such juvenile humour, but I'm that kind of British person who still kind of finds like stuff like Bottom and The Young Ones pretty darn funny. And I don't know why, this kind of feels like that kind of humour. It's grotesque, it's obscene, it's lewd humour, but it's not that it's kind of like, look, they've got that big boobies kind of monster muscle humour. I don't know, anything about it feels grotesque. It's like, well, did you ever want to see that guy get his boat tall pierced by a stiletto? And it's just like, no, but I'm going to laugh through it. And it's like, this guy sacrifices his entire childhood to save his friends via poo noises, by pooing himself, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, I'm into that kind of nonsense. And it's kind of like, yeah, if I wasn't kind of that weird British humour, I probably wouldn't appreciate this as much, but yeah, I do like that weird British humour where it's kind of like, this is disgusting, but it's hilarious. And Prison School is one of those series that I just laugh so much at, and I just really enjoy it. Simple as that. So, we've spoken a lot of hilarious stuff, we've spoken a lot of actiony, little bit actiony stuff, and a lot of ongoing stuff which is kind of week on week. But there's sometimes that I just need to get in, I just need to take my mind away from it and imagine that I'm in a nice countryside. Now sometimes on a night it's not always easy to get to the country. I am quite blessed that I am quite close to some like nice fields, so if I want to go for a walk on a morning I can go for a walk with the dogs. But on a night, sometimes there's that one series that you kind of need to relax. You kind of need to be a little bit more, how shall we say, laid back. And this is a series I am absolutely glowing with references and stuff like that. It's like, if you feel down, if you feel like you're stressed out, this one will just take your stress away, give you a nice massage, a foot rub, and then you just see cute girls going to eat nice curry or chilling out and going on little adventures camping. If you want something relaxing, I cannot recommend Laid Back Camp anymore because it's such a good series. It's so relaxing, it's so adorable. Just check it out if you have the chance. It's so worth it and you will not be disappointed. Finally, we come to a series that someone said to me that if they were a doctor, they would prescribe this as a cure for depression, and I kind of agree with it. The last few months for me has been particularly bad, and I just love this series so much. Yotsuba is such a pure series that you can just read a chapter and just smile the entire time. It's so pure and just enjoyable that I would personally recommend it over everything else that I've spoke about today. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling a little bit depressed, read Yotsuba, and I can't guarantee it, but I feel that most people will at least smile. It'll take their mind off things. And this is one where I read it, and on Comixology, I bought them all separate, and as soon as I finished reading it, I just had to own this physically. And it's such a great series that I would personally recommend it to everybody. But that's just me, and everybody's different. Like I said, this is not intended to be a way to cure anything. This is a way to kind of say, I kind of understand what some people are going through. This is stuff that sometimes helps me. Yotsuba, Laid Back Camp, Girls and Panzer, they're all really nice series that I want to recommend to you guys if you're feeling a little bit down, or if you're feeling a little bit lost, or if you kind of just can't settle on a night or can't relax. Check them series out and see how it works for you. It's not a cure, it really isn't, but you need to talk to people, you need to speak to a doctor, you need to, they are the professionals, the doctors. But while you're having a bad day, these might just make that day a little bit better. Now, I want you guys to let me know in the comments, is there any series that you personally would watch or read or even play if it's a game that you enjoy playing? For me, stuff like Hyrule Warriors or Fire Emblem, the Musou games really take off a lot of stress. But let me know in the comments if there's a series that you love so much, or you kind of feel that really manages to relax you or de-stress you, or they feel cheer you up. Leave them in the comments. And that's it from me. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks very much for staying. And have a great day. Goodbye.